Hi everyone, welcome to today's video where we are talking all about ways to make money from home. If the pandemic has taught us anything, it's that we might need more streams of income, okay? I learned that the hard way when I was pregnant and laid off last year. That was real scary. And so it's important, especially now, it seems like we're in the fourth surge of the pandemic. A lot of us are gonna be working from home for a long time. So what better time to start adding to our income, saving for retirement, working harder and better at getting out of debt, all of those sorts of things than right now when everyone's home. And for those of you who don't know me, hey, I'm Connelly. Here on this channel, we talk about how to build stronger families financially, emotionally. That includes things like productivity, parenting, and I talked about pregnancy when I was pregnant. Not that long ago, I have Azura, she's 9 months old, and Ava, who is 2.5 already. It goes by so fast. Supporting your family financially is so important. And did you know that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income? That's a lot more than I had last year. That's why we're going to talk about all the ways I've looked into making money from home, things I have started doing to make money from home, and increase the amount of income streams I have. Just a little disclaimer, I've worked from home full-time for like big companies for about 6 or 7 years. I just want to say that working from home is really hard. You have to be self-disciplined. You have to have a really good schedule, especially when you have little ones around. These ways are going to help you, one, be able to work part-time from home, do little side hustles, and 2, potentially work full-time from home if you wanted to. I do have another video coming out all about how to schedule and how to make time for working from home and just tips in that arena. So if that sounds like your kind of jam, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss that content coming out. And thank you so much to those of you who do, because it's the best way to help my channel grow. With that, let's jump right into different ways to make money from home. We are going to break this into 2 different categories. So one is like the lower effort category. We're going to talk about things that are easy. You could do them right now with little or no money down. Number 1, what are you already doing? Are you doing laundry? Are you cooking? Are you cleaning? Are you watching your kids? Are you mowing your lawn? Like, what are these things that you are already doing that you could maybe do for someone else? Could you watch someone else's kids while you're watching your kids? Could you mow your neighbor's lawn while you're mowing your lawn? I mean, not while, but right after you mow your lawn. What are things that you can hack that you're already doing that you could just add to your list? Number 2 is to teach a skill. What do you know? What are you good at? Are you skilled at a certain musical instrument? What about Microsoft Excel? Are you good at cooking, cleaning? Like, what is it? How can you teach someone how to do that, whether they come to your home or whether you do that virtually? Which brings me to number 3, which is creating a YouTube channel, just like I'm doing here. Last year when I got laid off, I thought, this is the perfect time to create a YouTube channel. So I did just that, and I've grown, and it has become one of my sources of income. It did take me about 6 months filming videos every week before I became monetized. There is certain criteria you have to meet. You have to have a certain number of subscribers, a certain number of watch time hours. But once you get there and you have evergreen content, which means content that people are going to be searching for time and time again over time, it's never going to go stale or like get old. If you have valuable content that people are going to be searching for, you will grow and you will be able to start making money. And it's great, and I love doing it, and it's so fun. So that is one that I highly recommend. And you don't always have to be in front of the camera like I'm doing right now. There are YouTube channels that the person's never in front of the camera. They do voiceovers, they do animations, they do top 10 lists. You definitely don't have to be in front of the camera like I am if that's not your jam, but it might behoove you to kind of create your own brand, build your own following, because the more eyes you have on you, the more lucrative your brand becomes. Whoever has the most eyes on them, whoever has the most following, has the most ability to kind of gain more partnership, monetize your brand, do things like I'm going to talk about next, which is the 4th item. Are we on number 4? I can't even remember now. Yes, 4. Influencer marketing, also known as affiliate marketing. This is where I recommend a product that I really like, and I share that and I post a link. So if my followers or subscribers buy something, for example, from Amazon that I've recommended using one of my affiliate links, I get a small commission from that. This one, you do have to qualify. You have to have a certain number of sales to like stay in the program, but it's good to have that set up. Even if you're not monetized on YouTube yet, you could still be earning these affiliate dollars. You could be making money online and you're just choosing not to. Number 5 is selling stuff. Okay, hear me out. If you're watching this video, you probably have stuff around your house that you could sell. For example, my husband and I, when we moved here, we had this beautiful gaming room with a pool table, and we thought that was so cool. So we negotiated for the previous owners to leave the pool table in the house, and we thought we would use it a lot, and we just haven't. We haven't used it very much at all. So we've turned that room since into a workout room, and people said I couldn't sell that pool table online. They said, absolutely not. You're gonna have to pay to have someone take that away. Oh, I sold that bad boy, and I sold it for a lot, for something I wasn't even using and that we got for free basically. The guy came, took it apart himself and removed it, like brought it to his place and reset it up. You can do it, it's possible. And there's so many things, like a little end table, I need to sell some clothes, and you can sell them on Facebook Marketplace. It's probably the #1 best option. You can sell them on Poshmark. So Poshmark is an app where you post your clothes. Poshmark creates the shipping label and then you just send it off to them. Like, it's so easy. It's so slick, and I have a code below. Use my link and then we'll both have a benefit from it. Like, I can't remember exactly what it is and it changes from time to time, but there's a similar app called NURSERY. I'll link that below as well. You can use that for selling clothes, but also other things that aren't clothes, like, I don't know, curling irons, makeup, whatever it is you're selling, you can basically use NURSERY as well. Other places like Nextdoor app, that's local. I already mentioned Facebook Marketplace. You can try eBay, but they do take a percentage as well. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace is where it's at. After you have sold all of the things you already own, you aren't using and you could get some value for. So after you do that, another way to make money is to flip stuff. People in my neck of the woods here in Minnesota, in the summer, we have garage sales, thrift stores where you can get things real inexpensive. You know that you could make a profit off of that or whatever they're selling it for. Buy it and flip it and sell it online in those previous places I already mentioned. You can do that with used stuff, but you can also do that with new stuff. So for example, Walmart has an amazing clearance section. Sometimes they just buy too much and they're like trying to get it out, or they have a new product coming in when they know and they're like, we are not going to have room if we do not get rid of this product ASAP. They'll sell it and they will lose their margin or whatever because they know they'll make it back up with this new product coming in. So now we're going to move into the higher effort category of ways to make money at home. Okay, #7, I'm getting out of order now, I think. I might mess up the numbers. If you see a beautiful piece of furniture on the side of the road, but it's the paint is chipping or that wood is out of style, grab it and spray paint it and sell it and flip it. And you have the time, you have the money, you have the space, do that and you can make a ton of dough. Now you have to be very particular about what you buy, because if it's gonna take you a ton of time, it's not gonna be worth it. But if you can spray paint it all one color, it seems worth it to me. #8 is selling plasma. Now you might have heard of plasma selling as like a joke, something that people do for quick cash, but hear me out. Right now, because of the pandemic, if you have had the illness, like if you have antibodies to the illness, you could pay $75 more a time. So my brother does this, and so instead of $100 or instead of $75 a time, he gets $150 or $175, whatever. I can't remember how much it was originally for him. That's great, and it is painful and it does take a little bit of time. I won't explain how they do it, but it can be painful. But yeah, that's a really good one right now, especially if you need quick cash. #9, this is a good way to make a lot of money. You do have to have a college degree. This is the only one on this list that you do, but it's tutoring kids in English. So tutor kids from China or Japan or wherever they're learning English and teach them English. And you can make 20 to like $50 an hour. #10 is a virtual assistant. Being a virtual assistant can mean so many things, but it is a great way to make kind of a lot of money. I mean, you can make anywhere from 20 to like $70 an hour if you're a really good virtual assistant. So what virtual assistants do: create spreadsheets, run numbers, do research, set up appointments, create PowerPoints. There's all kinds of things that you can do. So the next one on the list is Turo, where you rent your car. So if you already have a car and you're not always using it, especially if you're working from home these days or not working a ton because you were laid off like I was earlier this year, then your car might be sitting there not being used, and why not get a little bit of money out of that? Kind of along those lines a little bit is this app called Neighbor, and it's where you put if you have any extra space that you can rent out. So for example, my husband and I, we have a lower garage and it's 2 stalls and we hardly ever use it. So we have our garage up and then our house is on a hill, and so underneath our garage we have another 2 stall car garage. Oh, we never use it. Like, why aren't we using this app? This is something we need to add to our list, like ASAP. But yeah, that would be an example of something you could rent out. Similarly, #13 is renting your parking spot. So depending on where you live or depending what time of year it is, your parking spot might be in high demand. Once a year for 10 days or 2 weeks, Minnesota has a big Minnesota State Fair, and the people who live nearby will sit and charge, okay, it's $40 for a parking spot. It's real close. You won't have to walk a million miles. You want it? You got it. It's a great way to make some quick cash. And especially if you're not using your spot. Let's work smarter, not harder here, people, okay? #14 is a little bit out of the box, but it is using your voice. What do I mean by using your voice? I mean doing voiceover acting work. I know someone who does this full-time as his main gig. He has an amazing voice. You don't even have to have like a radio voice, but you can do things like doing voiceover work for videos that you just need to like read lists or read a child's book for like the audio version of the book. Things like that. Like there are so many options out there for you to do voiceover work. Number 15, and this one is so cool. One of my favorites called Rover. It's an app and you can babysit other people's dogs. So I should say pet sit or dog sit. You can do it at their house or at your house. And especially if you like dogs and you're not doing anything that weekend, like why not make it a little extra cash, get a few pets in, get a few cuddles in, get a little walk in. Like it seems like a perfect plan. Number 15 is also using an app. Well, it's more of a website, but care.com. No relation to me, Care, but it is where you can do things like find people who need their house to be cleaned or need to have their lawn tidied or their garage swept or their driveway plowed if there's been a big snowstorm. You can get matched up with people in your area, and that just seems like a really big win. Number 17 is another app. I mean, I'm going to give you a bunch of different options, but I'm just going to count this as one, but it's using the website Fiverr. So Fiverr is a website where people used to go on and charge $5 for whatever it was. Usually it was making a logo, something like that, something real simple, a virtual job. It would cost $5. Now, luckily, you can charge whatever you want on that app. So like recently I had a logo made for my real estate business on Fiverr, or you can have people do voiceover work. Like that's another place you can offer your services to do voiceover work, or you can build a website for someone. Like there's so many companies who just don't have the time to build a website. Like if you could put together their website, even using Squarespace or Wix or whatever it is, and you put that together for them, you can do photo editing. Like there's just so many options. Like anything you are skilled at, you can put together spreadsheets, you could do PowerPoint presentations, do it through Fiverr. So speaking of the website design idea, writing out the content. So if you can help companies write content for their website, like what to say on their website, and not just that, but for their blog, for their social media, for articles they want to send out, for their email, that is a really good paying job. And that might be something where they'll come back to time and time again. So it could be even more lucrative in that sense. The 19th way to make money from home is being a social media manager. This is, in a way, a combination of being a virtual assistant and a content writer. This job can get very involved, so make sure you understand everything ahead of time. You could do research and say, here is what your strategy should be. You could actually be implementing that strategy as well. There are so many companies, like think of all the local law firm, ice cream joint, grocery store, places like that just want to do a little bit of social media, but they just don't have time, don't have energy, don't want to figure it out. That is something that you could really fit in to your schedule after hours, after your normal job, after your kids go to sleep. That could make you a lot of money. Number 20. Okay, so the next few have to do with a car. This one is ride sharing. So things like Uber and Lyft. If you are already driving somewhere, and let's say it's a 45-minute drive, why not put into Uber, I am driving from here to here, and it will pick up someone on the way. So maybe instead of a 45-minute drive, it becomes an hour-long drive, but like adding 15 minutes to pay for part of your drive seems like a good payoff to me. Number 20 is another way to utilize your car, and that is to do delivery services like DoorDash or Grubhub, where you pick up someone's food order and deliver it to them. And usually you get a tip. Pay is different during different times of the day. So like during lunch and dinner hours, the rate is increased because the demand goes up. So you can only work during those times and make more money. Number 22 is another way to utilize your car, and that is to do grocery delivery. So oftentimes you have to do grocery shopping too. So example for Ship, I loved Ship. I use it every week. That is exclusively how I shop now. It's so amazing. I will type in what I want. You know, there's a list from the store that I'm shopping from, and the person goes and buys it, deliver it to you. Are already grocery shopping for yourself. Why not grocery shop for someone else and just deliver it on your way home? Number 23 on my list is home and travel amenities. If you have an extra room in your house, why not rent it out? You could make a ton of cash that way, especially depending on where you live. I've heard of people even renting out their house as an Airbnb while they're traveling somewhere else as a way to like fund their traveling basically. Number 24 is Amazon dropship. It's become really popular as a way to make a ton of dough, and oftentimes there are upfront costs. What it is you basically find a supplier, usually it's China, and then you as the middleman make the marketing. It's a little pacifier and it comes in like a little bag. Have like a sheet in there that has your marketing on it. It'd be really cute and have your social media on the bottom and your name and like a design. The Amazon ships that, so you never even touch the product. You don't even see it. You do the design. You have a design made. You like have them print it all and you do it. So it costs money up front. Typically, you have to buy product in advance and you have to do things for like marketing, but it doesn't have to cost money. That's what people don't know. You can negotiate ways where you don't pay up front for the product. All the marketing you go through maybe influencers, for example, who you do sales shares with. They'll make 50% or 20% or whatever your deal is with them if they promote your product, if they promote your store, your Amazon store. Now, this is in the highly involved category because it does take a while to set up, but once you have it set up, it's kind of passive income. And number 25, the last item on the list is photography. So this is something that people just can't necessarily do themselves if they want to do group shots or they want to get a really professional photo for their business or their LinkedIn. And so you can charge to do photography, have people come to your house and do it in your backyard. If you have a good camera or you know how to edit photos, people will pay for and they'll pay good money. So if that's something, and you can be kind of far away, like you don't have to be within 6 feet. So it is like a good social distance activity to do during the pandemic. Yeah, those are all of my 25 ways to make money at home. If you got any value from this, if you learned anything new, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. We'd love to see you around in future videos. We'll see you guys next time, and keep an eye out for future videos on how to build your brand, how to be a social media influencer, and how to build your YouTube channel. So if those are things you're interested in, subscribe so you don't miss those. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.